Welcome to Embracing the Bold Radio Hour, where we explore the vibrant arts, entertainment, and design scene right here at Valencia College. Join us as we chat with students, faculty, and artists about their journeys, inspirations, and professional experiences. Each episode unveils the creative pulse of our campus, offering insights into the world of artistry and education. Let's delve into the heart of creativity together right here on Embracing the Bold. We're so glad you joined us today, and I'm your host, Rebecca Lane. Hi, folks. Thanks for joining us to learn all about the students and the artists and the faculty and staff who inhabit Valencia College School of Arts, Entertainment, and Design. Today, we have the privilege to be talking to two of the producers of the 30th Annual Film Festival and one of the featured film artists. So, did I get that right?
Yeah, no.
More or less.
More or less.
So
they'll clarify their titles in just a second. But we have three fantastic film students here who are going to talk to us about this 30th Annual Film Celebration. And but before we get into the meat of what this event is, I'd like us to learn a little bit about what the Valencia College Film Program is. And before we even get to that, I'd like my guests to introduce themselves.
So thank you for having us, Rebecca. My name is Eduardo Alvarez, and I am the event director for the film celebration.
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I am the marketing coordinator for this festival.
Hi, I'm Alexandra, and I'm part of the BTS crew for the festival.
Well, welcome to Embracing the Bold. So we have a unique film training program here at Valencia College. It's an Associate of Science degree, which means it's a 2-year program, and when you graduate, you are not planning to transfer to a larger university. You're really just planning to go into the workforce.
Yes.
So can you explain what the structure of that program is and how you guys work together?
Sure. So, Alex, you want to start with talking about the prereqs and all that?
Yeah, sure. Pretty much you get started with the prereqs, like intro to film, intro to sound, lighting. You take a basic introduction class of anything that could relate to film and could help you in the future in film. But it's really just the basics. So you take that with a few general studies, and that's something that I really loved about the program from the beginning was the prereqs. We already started a lot of hands-on classes even before coming into the program. So you can do those in a year or 2 years. I did them in 2.
What classes are included in your prereqs? You said intro to film, intro to sound.
There's
intro
a lot
to theater.
of theater.
Basic stagecraft and the stagecraft.
Yeah, we did stagecraft. Yeah, theater tech production. And
intro to lighting.
Intro to lighting.
And then there are classes that... sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no.
I'm helping, I promise. But there are classes that do transfer over, those skills that you gather through the prereqs that do transfer over into the film program.
And then with that, you also take, one math class, a science class, and, just a couple of general studies with that. But mostly it's already very art-related, I'd say, which is what I really like about it. And then once you're done with that, the film program gets started in August every year.
So we start our film program itself every August, and we get this class. I think we have about 50 classmates,
52,
and we get broken up literally the first day into 4 groups.
Yeah.
And the reason why we get broken down into 4 groups is to make sure that we all get a hands-on equipment.
So
This is great. So pause. I just want to recap.
Yes. Yeah.
So you get through your first year.
Yes.
And this is assuming we're going through this in a traditional 2-year pattern.
Right.
So we get through the first year. We do all of our prereqs, which include amazing hands-on classes.
Yes.
And then we get to the second year, and this is where the student body becomes a cohort. So a team that goes through the classes together.
Exactly.
Okay. Great. So it's a cohort program. It starts in August, and there's 50 of you.
50 of us.
And you're broken into small groups.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to talk about. So it's different from the first year of prerequisites because you usually take classes with new people. So every class you're meeting new people and suddenly you're in this program where nothing really changes. So for a year, you're kind of stuck with the same people.
Yeah.
Thank God they're all nice.
Throughout the week. Yeah. That's what
So
I
year
heard.
one, you get to meet tons of new people, and year two,
Yes.
you're stuck with 50.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Pretty much. It's
Okay.
fun because throughout the week, we do get split
Yes.
into a
4
couple different
groups.
classes, 4 groups, but usually every Friday we all get together again. And that's when we have our like film production, class, and we spend more time together. And you still see everyone around throughout the week, even if
Yes.
you're not in the same class.
And it changes each semester too. So you're not
Yeah.
really stuck with the same small 4 groups each semester as well. So you really get to know a lot of, like, pretty much everyone, I guess.
Which is a neat
Especially-
idea because
yeah.
we get to flip. You know, you get used to working with the same group for a whole semester,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and then next semester you're working with a whole different group, and you
Yeah.
get to, like, you know, collaborate in different
Yeah.
ways and share different creative ideas that you know
Yes.
you weren't before in the
Yeah.
previous semester.
From the first day, I remember that's what we were told, like a whole point of getting, you know, split into the groups, and then the next semester, you know, split again is so you can get the chance to work with different people and just experiment and see what departments you like and, you know, who you like to work with as
Yes.
well.
It's also really
Yeah.
great that you can choose. I mean, not really choose, but you can let the people know what time works best for you, because a lot of people work. So sometimes they can't come in the mornings, and sometimes they can't do afternoons. So we have the morning groups and we have the afternoon classes as well. So even though we're a program and we're all together in this, we can still pick our best times according to our, you know, personal schedules.
That's great. So, like, what
Yes.
kind of classes do you take the first semester?
We
Sorry, go
have
ahead.
camera techniques.
Yep.
We have film production 1. We have,
Grip
help
and
me out,
electric,
guys, grip
Grip
and
and
electric.
which is technically the 4 classes because grip and electric,
Yeah.
like, they're separate, but you take
Oh
them together.
yeah, true.
So those are the first 4 you start with.
Okay, yeah.
And then once those are done or kind of like halfway through, we start with the bigger productions, which I was going to mention earlier. We get split up into the 4 groups, but when we have production days, we kind of all get together and they put us in different departments. And I think that was when we got like our first like real experience
Yeah.
of what a
Mhm.
realistic day on set looks like, which is like 12 hours.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
that's when we all get
Yeah.
together again too, and it was so fun.
So I wanted to
So
touch
fun.
on something that Alexa kind of mentioned. You know, you start learning different skills within the class. So, you know, we do the G&E, which is grip and electric. We have camera techniques, and you really start honing in. I think on the first semester, we start honing in on what our preference is. A lot of us still enjoy doing everything, but we start kind of like gravitating to one
I think
thing.
it all happens so fast.
Yeah.
I think in the first semester, a lot of people have no idea what all of this is about. And then the second semester, everyone knows exactly what they want to do. So it just goes so fast, and it's just amazing.
So, can you give me a
Yes.
quick overview of those classes? So, you
Yeah.
said camera
Techniques.
techniques. So, what
Yes.
happens in camera techniques?
So even in that class, we are also split up in small groups. Yes.
Now, is this the same? So, when you're split into these 4 groups,
Yes.
do
We're
you
split
take,
up
because you
even
mentioned
more.
4 classes, do you take
Yeah.
all 4 of these classes with that same
With the
group
same
of
group,
humans?
exactly.
Yes.
So one of
Oh, okay.
one of them is actually the class on Friday
The
where we all
production
get
class.
together, which is film production, but that's only on Fridays. And then I'm so sorry, camera techniques and grip and electric, we took kind of all in these 4 separate groups.
Okay.
So camera techniques is really about getting to know cameras as people who don't really know a lot about cameras. So it's
From
very
the
beginner friendly. It's not overwhelming, even though, you know, you look at these cameras and it's something so expensive, and they always make sure to remind you how expensive it is.
Yes.
But it's neat because on day one of camera techniques, you're getting your hand on equipment that is being used out in the field, like in the industry.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
we're touching FX9s, we're touching Red Komodos, Red Dragons. So these are, like Michelle mentioned, they're big money cameras
Wow.
and
Now
equipment.
you're touching them
Yeah.
like you poke at them?
No,
or
we
you're
are
touching
we
them
are
like you're
building.
actually.
We're building
Yeah.
it from the ground
From the
up.
ground
So
up.
you know, you get all
Yeah.
the pieces of equipment, and we're mounting it up
Yes.
and putting every little piece of equipment.
And I
on
think
it.
it's just so exciting because you get into this, you know, kind of going back to that first year of prerequisites. We do a lot of theater, which, to be honest, me personally, I loved it. But I was also looking forward so much to actually doing something with film. And I think the one thing that's always missing in theater is cameras, which I'm really interested in. So I think once we really got to see those cameras, we were just so... Was that Paul?
Yeah.
That was Paul.
Our camera teacher?
techniques.
Yeah.
So the radio station has a window that looks out over the hallway here in the School of Arts Entertainment building. And we just saw one of our film professors, Paul, walk by.
Yeah, he's our camera techniques teacher. That
Yes.
first semester.
Speak of the devil.
Speaking of.
All right.
Great.
We love Paul.
So camera techniques, you're working
Yes.
with really expensive gear.
We are.
And you're not just touching it, you're actually like putting
Building
it
it.
together and taking it
Exactly.
apart and mounting it
From
in
day
different
one.
places.
Yes.
From day one.
From day one.
We
They
have
literally
the
day one.
lab assistants kind of demonstrate once how they put it together.
They're also ex-alumni. So
Yes,
they were
they
in
are
this program
ex-alumni.
before, and now they're here kind of to help you out
It's-
as
that's
someone who's
nice.
been here
Like
before.
paying it
It's
forward.
great because it can be very intimidating for me. I was terrified of touching those things. So knowing that they were also in the same place as us at some point, it makes you feel better about it. And they're very patient with it too. So once you start getting, your hands on the camera and building it step by step, like you can always go back and ask them again, or they can help you, or
Yes.
just make sure you're in the right direction. Yeah, that's what I really liked
Yes.
about that class.
And
that
also
they give you
the
time.
classes are split up in labs and also in lectures. So
Yeah.
we would have the labs, of course, really touching the cameras and learning all about them really, hands-on. And then we have the lectures where we learn a lot about, I'd say, cinematography, which is involves a lot of lighting, colors, shapes,
Framing, composition.
how to put a character, on screen so that it looks good, basically, for people who don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, all the rules that come with it, like the
Yes.
180 rule and
Rules of thirds.
Yes.
rule of thirds.
But we
all the
so
good
we
stuff.
do get to build a camera, and then like I said, from day one, and then we start like shortly after we start operating, and we start working on little labs where Paul, our professor, will give us the assignment of I want you guys to go out there and film this, and
it gives us a lot of
yeah.
creative freedom once we get more familiar with the equipment and the lighting and everything. We play around ourselves with the color and the angles, and we kind of rotate, every class. Like, okay, this time you focus on lighting, you focus on camera, or directing. We can all kind of, share those positions. And I think that's what helps us really see what we like to do.
Yeah, what type
Yeah.
of person we are when we're doing the work.
So when you're working in these small groups, how small are your small groups?
3 to 4 people.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they divide
Yeah.
us
Those are
into we divide the class into 4, and then within that 4, we usually split up, especially for camera techniques, we split up into 4 groups.
And does each group get a camera?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And then
Yeah.
those cameras kind of, we rotate.
Yeah,
So
we
we
rotate, so
each
like-
class,
cameras.
So
we
like I
have a
mentioned,
different
the
camera.
Sony FX9 and the different Reds, so we all get a hand on one of each those different cameras and building it and operating it.
Yes. And we
Okay.
get a
Yeah.
lot of creative freedom as well. So we get to pick the location where we want to film. We get to pick kind of the lighting, the characters,
The
it's just
story.
very, we get to mess it.
And speaking of
Around a
lighting,
lot.
so we can
Grip
jump
and
into
electric?
grip and
Yes.
electric.
Well, just before we go
Yeah.
into that,
yeah.
like when you're rotating in those small groups, like you said, you rotated between roles in your camera class. Like what roles are represented?
Okay, so inside the camera department, there is a director of photography, which is the head. And then we have a first and a second AC or assistant camera. So the first AC is basically in charge of the focus. So making sure everything is sharp, nothing is out of focus. We have the second AC, which is a lot of people don't know what that person does, actually. I think we all learned that last semester. You know that little thing that claps together and says,
The slate.
scene 1, take 1, and then claps together? That famous thing. That's a second AC, actually. So they're in charge of doing that. And they're also in charge of taking notes on the camera and everything that's happening. Putting marks on the floor for actors too. Then we have a camera operator who is, the person who's actually touching the camera and moving it. Sometimes we have camera assistants too, right? Eduardo?
we worked on a project together on a film, alumni
If
film.
I may.
And if I may.
Great movie.
and Michelle and I were camera utility. So we actually got more than that. We got to experience being
got the second AC as
first
well.
and second,
And first,
We
yeah.
got to
so
move
we
our
were-
positions.
we
basically.
did. We got promoted within one day.
Yeah.
All right.
So
But
what
yeah, we
we
were able to
did-
pull
yeah.
focus. We were able to
Exactly.
we built the camera, things that first and second AC do. We were able to do just within like 6
Yeah.
months of being into the program.
Exactly.
Really?
Pretty
Yeah.
much thanks to those labs that we were doing in camera techniques. That's why when we went into this big production for If I May, they were already familiar with it. So it was cool that they let them use, the slate. It was the fancy slate.
The fancy
It was
slate.
Because
fancy
there's a
one.
slate where like you write down everything with the marker, and then the slate that's like it's an
It's
electric,
all
a
electronic.
digital
Digital,
slate.
yeah.
Digital.
And it's so cool. I haven't gotten to use that yet, actually. But they get their hands on like the fancier equipment and stuff like that. But they were ready to go.
Yeah.
So it was
And
so
I think
cool to
that
see them
also
in
just
there.
shows how the people trust the alumni in this program.
Yeah.
They were more
even
confident than
though-
we were.
Even though we were,
Mhm.
kind of the lowest position in that camera department for that short film, they trusted us on the second day to do stuff that they were actually doing. So I think they all trust this program, to be honest, that it's raising good filmmakers.
Yes.
Yeah,
So you felt
Yeah.
like you had some credibility walking into
Yeah.
the set.
Yes.
exactly.
That's cool.
It's nice. It feels nice because they trust you to know, pretty much what to do. But if for some reason you don't, it's a huge learning experience.
Yeah.
And they're all
you know?
very helpful.
They're
all
like
happy to
because they've
explain
been
it.
where we were. Whether they're alumni from our program, or they're just graduates from another program or another school, or professionals out in the field. They're very helpful. They're willing to help, answer any questions within the right time, and obviously. But they're very helpful.
Not in the middle of
Yes.
a cut. Yeah.
That's amazing. So that's one of your production day classes.
Yes.
So what happens, because you had mentioned grip and electric,
Yes.
what happens in that class?
So grip and electric, again, day one, you got hands-on equipment. We're for grip is a lot of like hard equipment. So no electric stuff, obviously. We're putting up stands. We're setting up flags, rags, things that you would use to more or less shape, light, and rig different equipment.
I would say it's like a base for lighting. It's really like a lot of stands, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
So whatever we're putting those big lights on, that's considered grip. So it's very like building Lego in real life.
It is.
It's very
rigging big
problem
equipment. Yeah, big
solving.
Legos.
If you grew
Yeah.
up with Legos, you'll love gripping.
exactly. It's very problem solving.
It is.
Yeah.
I have seen people like actually hang up blankets to block lighting or something. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird, the
It
stuff that you
teaches
can
you
use
to
for
work with what you
lighting.
have, really. And there's so much like types of stands, the combo stands, and they teach you C stands, all of it. They basically teach you what each stand is for. And then once you're familiar with it, you just, again, kind of have creative freedom. Even though it's not something that you see on screen, like every single thing helps you with how things look on screen. So we play around with even the lighting that, you use all the rigs for, and the gels, the cookie cutters,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
To
Oh, yeah.
shape the lights, and
It's crazy
It's
because I think we
cool.
like when we started learning, like Caitlin, our professor for grip, day one she starts laying out, what each equipment is, and literally the whole sound stage is set up with all the pieces of equipment, and we started naming them, and I'm like, crap, I don't know that I'm going to learn all this. I can't fit all this in my brain. And listen,
At first,
it's
it
a
was
lot.
very intimidating.
yeah,
I
but
think
you get it. It's like I
Yeah.
look at something or they ask me for something now. I know where it is. I
Yeah.
know what it is. I know what
And
it
I'm
looks
not
like.
gonna lie, when I first saw all of this and how heavy all of it is,
our shoulders
I-
were hurting. I remember.
yeah,
It's a
our
good workout.
shoulders were purple after the first class.
When we first got hands on the C stand and we had to open
Yeah.
it and everything.
And that was not really for me because of the hard work. Like, I think in the first few classes, I was like, it's really fun, but I don't think it's for me. But it just showed me how much we have to respect these people on set. Nowadays, I think that's like the department I respect the most because they do like the sweating, like actual work. So every
Yeah.
time I see someone like setting up a stand or something, I'm like, yes.
It's the
Thank
most,
you.
It's the
We
most
appreciate you.
physically demanding
Yes.
department for sure.
So what are the roles? What are the jobs that would be within grip and electric?
So we have a gaffer.
The electric, for the gaffer.
Yes.
Yep.
So what's
The
a gaffer do?
would be the head of electrical.
Electric. So so they'll have to
Yes.
know a little bit of being
Make sure it's all safe.
yeah,
for
Yeah.
sure. When it comes to plugging in lighting and
testing
wear,
out breakers,
them.
testing out outlets, and making sure that there's
Oh
no
yeah, I remember
hazard.
that.
Like no one's gonna get shocked or electrocuted.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's
So you have to
very
have a
important.
really good knowledge of electric, which
Yes.
we
did
do go through in the program.
lectures. Yeah, that's the
You're
first
not
thing we do.
you don't become an electrician, but you have a good knowledge to become a gaffer.
Basic
Yes.
understanding.
Got it. Okay, so a gaffer isn't quite the master electrician,
Right,
but a gaffer is just under that.
right,
No, gaffer is the main, like the highest position in electrical.
right. But you're not an electrician.
No.
Yeah,
You're
because
not
it's-
an electrician.
Certified electrician.
But
Okay.
you're the head of the electrical film department.
Okay,
And then
great.
for grip, there's
Best boy?
the no.
No, that's for
Best boys for so best
Oh my
boy is
God.
gaffer and then best boy.
Can you
Oh,
tell that
okay.
none of us are G&E people?
yeah. We need Ryan. We need Ryan.
We need Ryan.
So yeah, it's gaffer and then best boy, and then you have.
It's not the best boy.
Yes, it is.
No.
What is
it?
the best boy?
I don't think he's the head of grip.
I'm gonna call Ryan.
No,
All
gaffer
right.
and then best boy within the
Oh,
electric.
Best Buy Electric.
Within
yeah.
electric, yeah.
Sorry, I thought we moved on to grip. Okay.
No. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you guys still have some more time in the program?
Yeah, we do.
Yes,
Yeah,
thanks.
we're
a
still
lot.
learning.
We're gonna cover this with Paul.
We're
And
gonna
then-
talk to Caitlin.
Don't talk
after
Caitlin.
this.
And then we just have
This
the
is what
grips. Well,
happened.
we have the grips, and then we have the dolly grip, and that's it, right? For grip. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
But then we do have dolly grips. So dolly grips is a unique position within the grip department.
Yes, we learned a lot about
I
that.
do love the dolly grip.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And during our workshops for dolly, we got to use again industry standards equipment.
Mhm.
We had the Panther dolly, which is I think it's like a
Let me just
$20,000
explain to people
dolly.
what a dolly is.
Yeah, go
It's
ahead.
kind of like a little car on rails where
Ooh.
the camera person's gonna stand on that or sit on that, have the camera, and then a dolly grip is actually gonna be pushing that car, and then make sure that it's not weird or that it's not kind
It has to
of
be
Bumping.
perfectly
bumpy.
even.
Exactly, it
the
has to be
floor.
perfectly even. So we're measuring the floor, we're measuring,
The track.
it has to be like perfectly even.
Well, there's a lot of precision there.
Yes.
Yeah,
And that's how you get
it's
your
fun.
tracking shots on
Wow.
movies and stuff, and they're nice and
Yeah.
smooth, and you don't even see it.
We
Yes.
also
So this grip and electric class was dealing with a lot of physical equipment,
Physically,
and it's a lot of physical work.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's essential to the infrastructure of even crafting a film.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's
Nice.
like one of the most essentials. Other
Yeah.
than the story itself, that's what creates the visual for the story.
I would also say it's what makes a set look professional, because it's like the biggest things when you're on a set. And I feel like if you take away G&E, which is grip and electric, it just looks like you have a camera and some actors. So when we have all of those big things set up and you know what they're for, you know that something is there to diffuse the light, which means the light is going to be less bright and spread out more evenly. Those are like really big kind of blanket looking like things, and now that we know what they're there for,
no,
it makes sense.
That's how you get your cinematic look. So it's
right.
yeah.
The learning transition was very drastic in the best way possible, because, for example, like I knew I wanted to get into film before coming here, and I was so excited about it because I see what's on screen and I'm like, I love that. I want to do that. And then once you get here and you see everything that happens behind the camera, including grip and electric, which are probably the biggest things, that's when, like, now I look at a movie and I'm like, oh, they probably use this light.
Yeah.
They probably use that. Oh, I would do this and that. And just knowing, like, it could either, make the experience of watching movies more fun, or can make you extra picky.
Oh,
probably.
yeah. Absolutely.
But it's
Now,
so
I don't
cool
think
to know
any of
that.
us can watch a movie in peace now. I
The
think
curse
we
of
all,
knowledge.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
So what about the film production class? So what's that?
Yes. So those are the Friday classes
Yes.
where we get to sit in an actual movie theater, which is so cool.
A Dolby Atmos
I think,
movie
like,
theater.
the first
only the
classroom.
second in Florida.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I remember, like, sitting in that classroom one day, and then I realized this is our
Yes.
classroom.
I kept taking
Reading
pictures and I was
theater?
like, no guys, I'm not in a movie theater. I'm just having class.
Right.
This is so cool.
But it's our film
surreal,
production
surreal.
class. Our film production class, we pretty much go like the first semester we go through analyzing a script
Yes.
and
Ooh,
the
fun.
different little aspects of the script, you know, characters, storytelling.
Yes. It's
Um,
very
Even
about the
casting.
script
Yeah.
and writing. Yeah.
Yeah, we even some Fridays we just watched a movie.
Yeah.
That was our day,
And then we analyze and talk about
Yeah.
the script and the story and the art of the characters. And
We also got
Yeah.
to be very creative in that class, to be honest. Even though we're sitting down,
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
him showing us a lot of paintings and pictures and making
Yeah.
us like create a backstory for it, or like kind of showing us a moment in a picture and asking us, okay, what do you think happened before this and what do you think happened after this? Remember, that was one of my favorite classes.
Yeah, it really forced us to be creative because
Creative,
sometimes you know we do have that creative block like we were
Mhm.
talking about earlier.
Yes.
And when he pushes us, you know, write a scene based on one picture, or I remember another assignment was tuning into someone else's conversation.
yes.
We had to go
Oh.
somewhere without and just pick up a conversation with these people being aware. And it was I think it was more of an exercise of script writing
Yes.
Yeah.
specifically, like how to put it down in a proper script. But that was fun too. It really helped with like writing skills and breaking down characters and stories. It's pretty much what the whole class is about.
But I like
Yeah.
to what Michelle was talking about, like the pictures and like
Mhm.
creating a story of a picture. You know, what do you think happened
Right.
before? What do you think happened after? I think
Yeah.
it was neat whenever we got to talk about it in class, because then we were all kind
We
of
all
like
have
telling our
such
story.
different ideas.
Yeah, and then some of them, very few were similar, but just out
Yeah.
of one picture, how many stories we created in the
Yeah.
classroom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I
You know?
love
Exactly.
talking about. You know, 50 people in that classroom, and then we all kind of start sharing our ideas and our stories. And I think that's my favorite part about
Yeah.
it: listening to everyone else and getting to just get creative together.
I think it also
so
just
fun.
made me realize that we're creating something from zero. I think when that hit me, I was like, we're actually inventing something. Like, we're creating a story and making it happen. And this has never existed before we did it. Like, we've done it.
Yeah,
So
realizing like, oh, I thought of that. That's
yeah,
so cool,
like
you know?
we created this from zero. Even if it's, a 1-minute short film, which we're going to get into soon about our short films.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 1 minute, but it's still something that all of us came up with. Like,
Everything counts.
you know,
Everything counts.
everything. Yeah.
So
exactly.
it sounds like this film production class is all about storytelling
Yes.
Yes.
and storytelling through film.
100%.
And so you're learning storytelling through watching masterful examples and through starting your own origination process and
Yes.
through observing your world and then coming back and talking about that together.
Yes.
Yeah, because
And-
realistically, when we're all storytellers, whether we like film or not, we're all storytellers. And when you are into film or theater, a lot of the stories that we create are based on the life around us. We
Yeah.
just take
Yeah.
little pieces from experience and moments, and that's how we create stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens in your second semester?
So the second semester is what we are
All hell breaks
currently
loose.
on.
Pretty much. We've definitely focused much
Um,
more on the film festival itself.
Yes.
The groups really, step into the shoes that they need to, marketing, the director of the festival itself. We get really busy,
Yeah.
really busy.
Yes.
And then we start a
So-
new segment of classes as well.
Yeah. So for the classes, just kind of going from the film production class, we have film production 2, which is the same class. So, every Friday we are there learning. I think currently we are learning a lot about,
Beats.
I think still, yeah.
The script
So
breakdown.
it's
Beats of the
still
story.
very script related. So how to analyze a script, what's important in a script. So yeah, we were learning about
Yeah.
something called beats, which is I'd say like a turning point, but it's not really like a climax or something
Kinda
drastic.
like a little shift.
It's
in
like
the
a
story.
small little shift in like even a conversation, and so we have class with our amazing Eric.
Eric
He's
Fleming.
great. He's a professional director, and we can just tell that he loves characters. He loves his characters.
Yeah.
He writes so well. He's really passionate with that, and we also got to see him direct up close, and he's
Yeah.
very he's always there with the actors. He's not
Yeah.
never looking at a monitor.
Yeah.
He's always there with the actors, making sure they feel comfortable and safe, and they, you know, kind of know their character's backstory, and that's what we've been also learning in that class.
He's definitely the type of director that likes to focus on the talent and the characters specifically. So he spends a lot of time with them. You know, if there's something different that they want to try out, let's try the scene again in a different tone, or changing a couple of words. He's on top of that, and it was really cool to see how, you know, like Michelle is saying, he doesn't look at the monitor much because he also puts a lot of trust in the director of photography, which, and on that set it was Paul as well, and Grip and Electric with Caitlin. You know, he just kind of lets them do their own thing, and he focuses on the story. And it was just it was so beautiful to watch that balance and harmony. It was
One thing I wanted to say, because we keep throwing like our professor's name out there.
Yes.
You know, we have we have numerous amount of professors, and you know, we are meeting even more so now in our second semester. But one neat thing about our professors are that these are industry professionals. And I think it's neat that they are coming back to just pay it forward and make sure that the next generation of filmmakers are getting the skills and knowledge they need to thrive and succeed out there.
That's great.
Yes.
And so you are naming your professors. So let's take a moment to name the professors that you guys are working with.
Yes.
Who have you got?
We have Caitlin for G&E, and then we have Eric Fleming for film production. We have Paul Main for cinematography and camera. We have all of the TAs that have been helping out. We have Connor and Alan for G&E, and we have Jorge and Simone for camera. We have Harrison. And
we started taking film sound this second semester. So we have Harrison with Will.
Yes.
We have Evan.
Amazing.
We're going to
about
have
to
Evan.
get into editing now, film editing with Evan. He's great.
This is also something I want to talk about. We kind of get to meet some of the professors even before we have class with them, due to the productions that we do throughout the semester. So last semester we had a short film called If I May, which we all worked on. And I think we got to meet a lot more, many
Will
people
was
on that
there.
set.
I remember.
Yeah.
Harrison was around as well.
Yes.
And
Jonathan from art department.
Yeah, that was the first time I met him too.
Yeah, so we haven't gotten into art yet.
I know.
Yeah, we'll get into art next
2
weeks. 2 weeks from now.
Next week.
No, next
We're
week.
gonna have
Change the plans.
Really?
Art.
Oh my God, tell me about
I'll
that.
tell you later.
So here's something that's cool about the film program, and I know a little bit, but you guys can correct me. Is we've talked a little bit about first semester. We're talking right now about second semester, and those of you who are listening might realize that it sounds like there's a very flexible schedule, and it is flexible in that. A class might meet, it might be scheduled to meet, but if the film program has an opportunity to collaborate on a professional film, the courses have flexibility in that they can pause and work in modules.
We have missed so many Friday classes at this point due to productions.
So that's something like next week.
So they've talked about the If You May. Yeah. So If You May, did your classes go on hold?
No, those were actually planned productions.
Those were planned, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So those we knew from the beginning on. We knew that was going to be... that we weren't going to have classes in that specific week. So we knew that it was going to be If I May production.
Yeah, that's technically it was our film production grade.
Yes.
But it was integrated. It was a professional film that was integrated into your coursework.
In our class, exactly.
That's fantastic.
So
everything we do has to do with our classes in some way. And our teachers are always working in those. So
to answer your question, there will be times where productions will come up. And it will pause. The course.
The coursework will pause in honor of giving you a real world professional experience.
They do make up for it on like following weeks.
Right,
though.
we do.
It's never like we miss.
They squeeze it in there.
Content.
I
don't know how they squeeze it in there, but
Eric plans it accordingly. Like he knows if we're missing like a specific Friday, we'll focus on a different thing. The Friday we do have that class again. And in that sense, it's very flexible, so we don't really miss out on much. We're still.
But you get so much more experience doing it. With professionals than you would like doing it in the classroom. Not that it takes away from it.
The class is really for the basics and for kind of having like a solid ground for when you actually get to work. And to be honest, like working is what will get you the most experience all the time. Yeah.
So we've talked a lot about the first semester.
Yes.
We've covered a little bit of the second semester. You work on the film festival. You take film production too. It sounds like you're going to go into art.
So we're
going to art and
let me just
editing
go back
coming up.
to the 2 classes that we already had.
Yeah.
So we had a more advanced camera class.
It's 3 classes we
semester.
take. We took already.
3?
Yeah, we took.
Oh,
no,
we have film
art
production,
and
but-
cinematography,
Art and
Yeah,
cinematography is
that's a new
happening this
one.
semester.
And film sound.
film sound, and then production too.
Right. Technically,
I know.
we're not done with production.
Right. No.
Two,
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess?
for the
No, no,
But
semester.
it is what's part of this semester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So those
The
are
same
all.
teachers.
That's this semester.
Plus 2 more.
Then you've got a summer semester.
Yes.
So what happens in the summer?
So summer
That's
we
for the capstones.
yeah we do have production classes. We have
Yes.
we'll have production
It's film
3.
Production 3. Yeah.
And then
And is that the only thing that happens in the summer? Is film production 3?
film production 3, and along with some of the classes that Eric will provide, we go into filming our capstones.
Okay. So, what is a capstone?
So the capstone is like the culmination of the program. So it's pretty much putting all those skills that you captured throughout the first 2 semesters, G&E, camera, light, I already said lighting, script supervising, art,
department.
editing.
Sound, everything.
Everything
I'm sure I'm
comes
missing something,
together.
but it all
Everything.
comes together, and everybody kind of just falls into their role and
Right.
what they prefer, and
Yeah.
So the capstone is a culmination of all that put together.
Yeah.
During the end of our second semester, which we're in, we all get to pitch or have the opportunity to pitch an idea for a film or a short film.
Like 10,
Ooh.
15 minutes ish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, to keep that time.
And
that
then
equals 10 to 15
And then
pages,
within
by the way.
our yeah,
Just so I can let
within
y'all
our
know.
classmates,
Thank
we
you.
get to grade the pitch and the story.
Okay.
And, how
That's
achievable it will be.
Optional.
Yeah,
Pitch.
yeah.
Technically, whoever wants to pitch
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't
can
have
do that.
to, but whoever wants to. And then, yeah. I
And
guess.
then from that group that those go up there and they get selected based on the votes of our classmates,
Yeah.
then we break into groups. And then in the summer, that's where we make
Right.
magic
So
happen.
at the end of the spring semester, you pitch films.
Yes.
Exactly.
You collectively decide which films are going to be produced.
Yes.
I believe.
And
we
then how
choose
many?
6.
How many? 6?
I believe we
6.
choose
5 to
6.
So you
6,
can
yeah.
produce you can produce up to 6.
Depends on the budget.
Yes.
Also the budget.
Depending on
Yeah.
budget.
And that's
And so the
basically
summer
Mhm.
is all about producing those 5 to 6 films that you as a cohort collectively chose to work on.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so the spring is really just preparing for the summer, to be
Yeah.
honest,
Mm-hmm.
as
Yeah.
well as the classes. So we're raising a lot of money right now. We're doing a lot of marketing work. We're doing the film festival, which we're going to be talking about more.
Fundraising. We had a
soon.
bake sale today.
Yes. So we've been doing a lot of fundraising for this, for the upcoming capstone. So what we've been
so
doing
pause.
is... Yes.
So the capstone, you finish it. Now, do you get to share your capstone film immediately?
No.
Ah.
There is a process
okay.
to that.
I
Yes.
spoke with Paul a couple weeks ago about that, and he told me that although you produce, that's the whole point of the summer semester, to produce all of these, that some of the students that started filming their capstones last summer, that they just finished a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Mind
So
you,
it
the
took them
school
kind
year
of a
was
year.
over. Pretty much it took them almost a year. I guess it depends, what the story was and how much time they had, because 6 productions in a summer is a lot.
Yeah, the idea behind doing the capstones while we're still in school is because the neat thing is we get to all that expensive equipment I talked about earlier, we get to borrow it for free.
Absolutely.
For free.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
it's taking advantage of being in the program and using that equipment to produce your film. And it does
Yeah.
because I've been working with alumni that are turning in their capstones from last year. It is a lengthy process. So yeah, and when you stop filming, it doesn't stop. You go
Right,
into you go into the post production of
editing.
editing, coloring, sound. It's more to it.
Wow.
And yeah, I think we received our last capstone just last week
Oh my goodness. And so the capstones get shown where?
At the film celebration.
At the film celebration.
The next year's
So that brings
film
us to the
celebration.
event that we're talking about. And thank you for bearing with me for this conversation, because what I love about the film celebration is that it's not just showing student films. Like, the film celebration is all about celebrating the work of the cohort before,
Yes.
Yes.
and really uplifting those who have come before, so that you yourselves will be uplifted later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's this wonderful collaborative, invest in each other
Yeah.
kind of a thing,
Yes.
which
True.
I think is
That's a good
really,
way
it's
of
very
putting it.
heartwarming and cool.
It is.
Yeah.
We all get to come together with present and past students and the teachers and
Yeah, and
And
I think for this one
yeah.
specifically, since it's the 30th anniversary of this film festival, we've been digging even deeper into even the first trailers ever made for the festivals, because each year we do a trailer for the festival. Even looking out for the past logos used. I mean, we've been really digging deep into the history of this.
yeah.
Well, I love this. So we've got this film celebration.
Yes.
It's not featuring your films, but you guys are actually the ones putting this festival on.
So
Yes and no.
Okay.
It
Yes
is
and no.
featuring some of our
a
films.
few of our films.
But
Oh, it
Yes.
is featuring your films.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me go back to the first semester real quick. So just technically, why we're here now is in the first semester in our cinematography class, camera techniques class, Paul assigns us, as our final project, an emotion short.
Ooh.
So we all pick an emotion or many, whatever we want, and we make a short film based on that emotion and what it's
Yes.
supposed to convey.
It's supposed to be a minute long.
Yes, I don't know who actually
90
stayed
seconds, but-
under
I
a
don't think
minute, 90
anyone respected that, but it was supposed to be. a minute.
Yeah. So once those were turned in at the end of the first semester, couple months later, that's when, from all the 50 or so students that turned in that assignment, we had 6 chosen
Yeah.
from our
6.
class that will be shown at the film festival.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And they will be shown in between, the alumni capstones, Lake Jessup, and all the other things. Yeah.
Oh, so you will get some of your work featured,
Yes.
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 but you'll also get to celebrate other folks
Exactly.
from last cohort.
Yes.
Beautiful mix.
It is. So you were started to talk about a theme. So
Yes.
this year is special because it is the 30th.
Yes.
Anniversary.
30th
exactly.
anniversary. So you started to talk about delving into past into past promotional materials. So
Yes.
how are you crafting a theme for this?
Can I
And
talk
what
about
is the
this?
theme?
Yeah,
please.
go for
I
it.
want to talk about this because it's my
Yes.
favorite. So I had the privilege not only to direct the celebration, but also direct the main trailer for the celebration. I was actually picked by my classmates through a pitch that I did for the trailer, and I want to really just put it all together. And the theme I went with was the 30 plus years of timeless storytelling. I forgot my own title. So that is the theme that was the theme that I created for the celebration. So we're literally digging all the way down to the first celebration that took place in 1996.
Wow.
And we I can't wait. Tomorrow we should have the trailer out, and I can't wait for people to watch it.
Yes.
It to me it was an amazing experience because I was able to do something not for me, but it was more for the alumni. It was more for the class of the first celebration all the way to the 29th, and even us. But it was bigger for them to me.
Yes.
It's gonna be heartwarming for them. I think. I hope I
Yeah.
get a couple tears.
So what did you learn from the past trailers? Like what aspects are you bringing in?
So we got to watch a lot of the trailers,
Yeah.
and we really saw that kind of each of them went with a specific theme or a specific vibe. And Eduardo, if you want to tell the audience the movie that we
Yeah.
picked for inspiration.
So we have we kind of went with 3 different themes within that theme. There's a little bit of Back to the Future with Night at the Museum, and then the 30th celebration. So
Of course.
Yeah, right. Why not? But yeah, we those previous trailers that we watch in movies and short films really play a big part on this trailer and on this celebration. We kind of evolved, and we show that transition of time, equipment through the trailer, and we'll be showing that through the celebration. and it'll be nice.
Nice. So you're showing a transition in equipment. You're showing a transition in aesthetic.
Yes.
And was there anything that surprised you when you were like looking through the archives?
Oh my God, we found film cameras, old film cameras up in the attic, and
Really?
with magazines,
We have
old
an attic.
reels.
Oh my God.
And we found camera reports from the 90s. We
Oh my
have
God. I did not know that.
yeah, actually I have some footage and audio from Steven Spielberg talking about our program.
What?
That'll be future
Yeah.
in the trailer.
Oh my God.
And we also have some audio that will have Ralph Clementa's voice. That will be featured also in the trailer.
Oh wow.
Can't give too much away now, right? I'm giving a lot. I'm giving a lot away. Those
I
are a little
know,
surprises.
But you
I
know
know
what?
we-
You're giving a lot away. But the truth is, we don't understand the impact
Yeah.
of these components.
And for
Yeah.
those who
Until we
doesn't
see them
know
together.
who Ralph Clemente is, Ralph Clemente was the founder of the film program, and it's kind of his legacy too
Wow.
that's being put into this trailer and the celebration.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I know we play around with the themes of, time travel and just,
Back to the Future.
with
yeah.
time Back to the Future, and specifically the 30 years that have gone by and how much the program has evolved in those 30 years. And I think, I haven't seen much of the trailer yet, which I'm very excited about, but I just know, like, at its heart, it's like an homage to everything that came before us, and that's why we're here now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Couldn't put it better. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I surprised myself.
Well said. So what's the experience of coming to the film festival? What, like, as somebody, as an audience member, as somebody coming from my car, like what's my experience going to be?
Have you guys been to the previous film festivals?
I have
I
not.
have not
Me
been to
neither.
Yeah. This
I
is
was
definitely
hoping
yeah.
one day
I wish I was more open. No, not open. Less scared. I think you're intimidated to come through and to
Yeah.
this event. Now I'm like open to everything.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
also-
Also, I'm so sorry. Let me just say something.
Say it.
For those of you who are kind of in the process of coming to this program, never be scared of reaching out to us and the people who are here, because we genuinely, like, we've been reaching out to a lot of, actually, like, the people who are trying to get into this program,
Yes.
to kind of talk to them and maybe hopefully collaborate on something, because that would have honestly been so helpful to me, as someone who went through all the prerequisites, if I could have, like, at least a little bit of a taste of how this film world's gonna be. So never be scared to reach out, because we all
Yeah.
love collaborations and we're all looking for creative people always.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, one of the biggest things I learned coming into this was how important networking is, and just getting to know other people, whether it's for, fun personal reasons or professionally. Like, it's such a privilege, and that's how you get most of your gigs, in the future, because you know
Yeah.
people that know people, and also because of all the experience you gain here, and like, the same
Yeah.
thing Michelle is saying, like, I had no idea, like, how important that could be and how fun it is overall,
yeah,
too. To
I
just
think we all
get
really
involved.
became so close this
Yeah.
semester, and
yeah.
just kind of going back to what we were saying before, as someone who's never been to this film festival before, I know it's gonna be filled with so much love and so much dedication, because I can see it from everyone around me how much effort they're putting into this. So just expect it to be fun and filled with love and movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
wanna
What movies
encourage-
will we see?
So we are going.
And is this divided into two experiences or one, or how does this
So
work?
We have before I answer that question,
Okay.
I did wanted to talk about, because we talked about like how we're like tapping into like students that are coming to
Yeah.
the program next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something neat that Mo and I started with along with Angel, who's our production coordinator. We went into these intro to film classes, and we started talking to these
Yeah.
other students about the film celebration. We're gonna have some of it.
Excellent
We had
classes.
yes, we had
That's
one
so
help
cool.
out. Yeah, we had one help out in the trailer, and
Really?
and then
I
we
did
also
not know
tapped
that.
into the TTP, and some of those
Yeah.
that needed extra hours for their requisites. We were bringing them along to help out as well.
Wow.
And so we're really collaborating now and having them get more hands-on experience before we get in here. And we're hoping to have
That's-
some during the celebration to help out as well.
That's great, because that's also a great way to share the news
Yeah.
about the festival.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest goals, to get as much people
Yeah.
and visibility
Yeah.
on this festival as possible.
So now back to your question. During the film celebration, we're going to have 3 different blocks of screenings.
3 different blocks of screenings.
Yeah.
What time do those start?
They will start at 12 o'clock.
Okay, so like, is that like a 1-hour block of screening, or how long are those?
They're about 2 hours each.
Okay.
And so the first block, we have some capsules, short films that we'll be playing in there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a couple music videos that were filmed by former alumni.
Cool.
Yes. And we'll have the emotion shorts that our current class filmed, those 5 or 6 selected motion shorts.
Oh, that's awesome.
Second short is similar.
Mm-hmm.
And then our third block will be our Lake Jessup feature.
Okay.
Michael King, who directed it, who's also an industry professional, has invited his cast and crew to come out as well. So we'll hope to see some of them in here. And in between, we're having live music outside.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, we're going to have a live alligator outside for the Lake Jessup, right before the Lake Jessup.
What?
I also did not know that.
So what are the short films about? So we know what the emotional shorts are,
Yes.
and I know there's a bunch of those. Now, this year, do you have 5 or 6
6
films
I
that
believe
the
that's
previous
shorts.
cohort?
Each of them have a different theme, for sure. Because, for example, Michelle, wow, it makes me realize how different like our styles are, but it's so
Yeah.
cool. I'll let you talk about your own
Okay.
short film first.
So me and my girl Alex, we were both picked.
We were partners, actually.
We were actually partners on this because, so here's the thing, you have to pick one person to be your partner in this first emotion short project, just to kind of help you out with the equipment, because, we get to take the equipment home. So
we film in the same weekend as
yeah,
well. Both
exactly.
of our shorts we film.
So
in the
we
same
get,
weekend.
4 to 3 days, over the weekend kind of, to film it, and we just divide our time equally so that we can both get our movie done.
Mhm.
And then I guess my short film is very much about, or I guess for people who love psychological thriller,
Mm-hmm.
kind of horror, very Kubrick-esque type of thing. I'm really into horror, very dark, very dark things, and creepy. So I'd say, it's still very heartfelt, because we all worked on it, and I had so many friends help me out on this one, and it's kind of like a very first experience. So we all kind of don't know what we're doing, and sometimes it ends up being something, I guess, that they're showing on a film festival. So that's just
Right.
crazy. But
Happen.
yeah, I guess mine is very about, I'm not gonna say what it's about, but it's for people who love psychological horror and thriller. So
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Suspense.
And who's going to love yours?
yes,
Oh,
everyone,
people-
literally.
People that like to cry, for sure. It's funny because we both, like, as coworkers, work so well, and
We are such opposites.
And then when it came to watching, if you watch, both of our films back to back, you'd be like, they work together, to do all of this. Mine's, I wanted to evoke nostalgia more than anything, and yeah, pretty much. I won't give too much away, but when you grow up, there's just some things that you wish you could get back, or things that you believe that you've lost, and pretty much, although in your heart things won't be the same, there's nothing wrong with wanting to reconnect with your young self, your inner child, and just never straying too far away from that.
I might cry right now.
They were both
Yeah,
like beautifully shot. There's no reason why they shouldn't be in the celebration.
Yeah, Michelle was my
yeah.
Cinematographer for that one. She and camera op, of course, because directing, I was the first day. I was so nervous because I'd never done something so big, and then just knowing that I had Michelle on that camera, I was like, oh, I'm good. This is gonna look great. And
No,
we
but
were-
you were
yeah.
you were the best director ever.
you were the best director ever.
No,
Oh,
You were
stop
the-
it.
Yeah, and I think with mine, actually the title is in Spanish because my whole family that lives back in Peru, like they know I'm doing this program right now, and it's I wanted it to be emotional because it's also an homage to them, and they were just such a huge inspiration for everything that I'm doing now. And even though Michelle and I have very different styles, when you'll see the films, you can just tell both of them have so much heart into it. And Michelle's pre-production skills, I always tell her, are insane. Her storyboarding, the script, everything she planned out so well, and you can tell. Like, it's not just the technical
I'm more of a
aspect.
perfectionist. Like, I'll be on set and I know what I want, and I know I want everything perfect. And then Alex is just she just let it flow. She just went with it. We were all really like actually having fun on that set too.
It worked really well with our styles, because with hers, like it's so sharp and clean and precise and intense. It really makes you feel that suspense. And for mine, I think, both of our pre-productions matched the energy of the film when you see it. Because for me, it was like, okay, it's going to be fun and emotional outside in the park and stuff like that. So it was very different, but you can just tell just by watching the passion behind both of them and everyone's. There's so many good films. It's sad that, they only chose 6. But we did have a day where we all watched all of ours in class, and everyone is just so
I think that was just the moment where everyone like realized that it's so worth it, even though it's, it can be stressful. I mean, we're working 12 hours or even more a day, and even though we don't have that much experience, like we put our heart into this, and just getting to watch like all of our short films. I mean, each time that 1 minute ended, everyone was clapping and cheering, and that was just the perfect last day, to be honest.
It was.
It made me so happy to be here.
First semester. Yeah. I was crying because of mine. I was crying because of hers. And pretty much all of our friends, like, even if it was, again, like a horror film, I was crying because I was just so proud of her. It's so fun. It's so fun.
So in this film celebration, we will get to see both of your emotional shorts.
Yes, we will.
And we're also going to see some of these longer films that the past cohort crafted.
Yes. So we're going to see, I think it's still 5. 5 or 6 capstones that were... No, 5.
Are there any that stand out to you that you're really excited to get to share?
I've seen some of the clips of some of them, and
so you haven't seen them all yet?
No.
Yeah, none of us have. So
we're all
I have all the
clips.
Too.
You have the clips?
Yeah, I have
but
all
he's the only one.
You
though.
haven't taken
none of us have seen.
I peeked at some of them.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're fun. A lot of thrillers.
There's a lot of thrillers.
Yeah, a lot of thrillers.
Ooh.
Parent advisory for sure.
Oh my gosh.
I can't bring my kids.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so that a lot of thrillers, and then we'll have I can't tell you on top of my head, but we have a good amount of music videos as well that were filmed by not just last year's
Are those family
class.
friendly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean, depends.
Just to know.
But those were not only filmed by our last year class, but it was also filmed by previous years.
Yeah, that's technically our big project for the second semester. Just like the motion short was our final project for the first semester. Music videos, that's what we're working on this semester.
Yes.
And this is the first year in the celebration that we will be featuring music videos. Previous celebrations, we've only featured emotion shorts, feature films, and the capstones. So this year will be the first year that we'll be featuring music videos.
And what's the value in sharing music videos?
Same thing, just sharing creativity. I think creating a music video gives you more room to be creative because you got more leverage and more room to make mistakes and cover it up because it's a music video. you don't really have to follow a storyline with it.
It can be either narrative or performative, which I love seeing a bit of both. Some directors feel more comfortable directing narrative, which is technically like a mini movie with music over it that tells a full-length story basically. And a performative, it can be just good choreo, good lighting, and just performances. And it's more like you see the lip singing throughout the video or live singing, But seeing a bit of both, I think that's what's going to be very exciting in the film festival.
It definitely like breaks it off a little bit, from like those more like serious and big movies to like music videos where they're just like fun to watch. And going back to, you know, the fact that we're doing these music videos right now too, it's just very interesting to see what the music videos are for and how they're kind of done. So the purpose of this is working with people that you wouldn't have handpicked yourself. It's kind of like our teacher chooses based on the position that we'd rather have. So let's say, you know, Alex picks director. I prefer to be director of photography, and Eduardo would like to be producer. So they would have put us together. I mean, we would have worked perfectly together, to be honest. But
let's do it one day.
Let's do it, guys. But it's definitely a challenge to work with kind of new people or like people you haven't really worked with before.
Yeah.
Overcoming even issues sometimes of, you know, all kinds of things. But it's very, I just love how this program kind of prepares us for the real world.
It's very experimental.
Because, you know, once we're out of here, we're going to be working with people that are not necessarily our friends from the program. So it really prepares us, like everything prepares us for the real world out there. So I really appreciate that.
That's really great.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about your roles in producing this festival?
Yes.
Ooh, director.
Start director.
A lot.
So what are you doing, Eduardo?
So I am the event director. I wanted to be the coordinator. No, I'm just kidding. The event director. So I'm basically just in charge of all the creative decisions, running our team of department heads, which is composed with our Angel, our production coordinator. We got technical director. We got a marketing team. So I have just putting it all together with them. And just directing them, directing into. I don't say my vision because it's really not my vision; it's our vision. So just directing it towards our vision and making sure that we're meeting those deadlines to be able to screen those capstones that people work so hard on and make sure that they have an event that they can come and enjoy with their families and friends.
So you're coordinating the marketing, then the logistics, and making sure you've collected the films and making sure you have permission to use those and all of those details.
And more, yes.
That's a lot of work.
It is. It's
everything.
It's fun. It's overwhelming at times, but listen, our classmates.
There's no one who could have done this better, to be honest.
Stop it.
You're
Don't do
doing
this. No, but honestly, like our classmates, I don't know about any other year, but this group of classmates, I think I've said it from day one, we're so good, we're so creative, we're so talented, we're so passionate about wanting to do this that we put our best foot forward.
And we're so supportive. I feel when it comes to those moments that like it gets really overwhelming and a lot of weight to bear. I think emotionally we're pretty good at being there for each other.
Yes.
I'd like to think. Which I think that's something that Eric told us some time ago. He's like, I love how close you guys are. We hang out of school and just wind down, or we just connect really well professionally and personally.
It's really lucky.
I love that.
So that's what's made it really easy for me to be able to direct this event, direct the trailer. They have made it really easy.
You have an amazing team.
Yes.
That's fantastic. And Michelle, you said that you were doing marketing coordination. So what does that mean?
So I'm not like Eduardo. I'm not like the boss, but I'm working under Dan, who's our main marketing guy, and what we've been doing is kind of raise awareness mostly, also raise funds, of course, for the capstones coming up. So we've been hosting movie nights actually kind of every Friday. So we actually have one coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow Friday?
Yes.
Oh my god. So tomorrow Friday we're actually gonna be screening Black Panther, the first movie, in our little movie theater where we actually have class every Friday. It's totally for free, guys, so if you guys want to come up, we're gonna have some concessions, some food, some sweet treats.
And we also partner with the African the African American Cultural Society. Yeah, they're gonna have a little performance, pre-show performance before the
Black History Month.
It's also the 7th year anniversary of Black Panther, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Which is another reason why we chose that movie. So please come watch. Bring your friends,
Yes.
bring your family for free.
No, but kind of going back to what our role is, like I said, really like raise awareness. We also have a spirit night today at Gators Dockside. So that basically means that, everyone who's going to be dining there from 5 to 9, 20% of that income is going to come to our film program. So if you mention that you're here for Valencia Film Program, you're actually helping young filmmakers, future of Hollywood. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you. Thank you for the young part.
Nah, for real. It all goes to the capstones.
Yes.
Pretty
It all
much.
goes to the capstones. It all really goes into our creative visions and keeping this program alive, to be honest. So, like I said, really raising awareness throughout this college. And I mean, even in events where, like Gators Dockside, which is kind of, it kind of embraces even people who might not even know about Valencia Film College or program. So, that's what marketing has been doing. And yeah, I've been loving to help out on this.
And Michelle,
Yes.
or you are Michelle.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Michelle.
Alexandra.
Yeah.
So you have been here taking pictures of this interview as we've
Yes,
been talking.
I
So what is
have.
your role in producing this film celebration?
I'm basically part of the behind the scenes crew. So even from the very beginning of organizing this film festival, all the departments have been having different meetings. All the department heads have their meetings sometimes, or specifically marketing department or art department. They all get together as they're planning throughout the past couple months. And basically our job has been to just capture that, the process of the making of this festival and getting good photos, good videos, also behind the scenes of the trailer that was filmed last week, and just making sure, people can recognize, all the work that has been put into this. And, once the festival comes around, we'll be pretty much all around the festival taking photos, doing live interviews and recording. I have great department heads, Dom, Manny. They've been doing a great job at, kind of letting us have creative freedom as well and capturing whatever looks right, whatever's fun. What I like to do is just pretty much give credit where it's due, because it's all, things that happen behind the camera or behind the festival, and capturing funny moments and even stressful moments. Just getting a good taste of everything is what I love to do, and that's why I'm here, taking photos and whatnot. And this is all going to get, sent to my department head, and they're going to put it all together, basically, maybe like in some type of documentary
What's
video.
neat about all this is that just like creating a film, we keep talking about departments, G&E department, camera
Yes.
department,
Yeah.
and even through the film celebration, we talk about the marketing department, we talk about the BTS department, but it's all for one common vision,
Right.
Yeah.
and we're all collaborating
It's like
together
we're
to
doing a
create
movie.
that one vision. So where the BTS team, Ali is taking all this memories, or creating all these memories through photos.
Yeah.
The marketing team is getting that, and they're using that to
Yeah.
market us through social media.
Yes.
So it's
Wow.
all, it all just
we
goes
all
one step-
interconnected.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's
Yeah.
really, it's fun, because we get to, do our own thing in our own department. But when the time is right, we get to collaborate, and they, marketing team puts forward what BTS is, putting
Yes.
together, and that's how we get more visibility,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for the day of the celebration with, the interviews. We're gonna have a red carpet, so we're gonna do, red carpet style interviews.
Don't give everything away.
Okay, I'll keep it there, but it's gonna be really fun. And yeah, pretty much I'm just part of capturing all of those fun memories. I just love the idea of people looking back on these photos and videos and just, reminiscing on all
Yes,
of those
that's so
moments.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So it sounds like this entire year for you guys, you started out making original projects with your emotional
Yes.
shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Right now you are producing a film festival. You're going to end your year making a music video, and then you're going to end your degree making this final short film
Yeah,
that will either
the
be your
capstones.
script or a peer's script.
Yes.
So what does all of this have to do with being a filmmaker?
What-
everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what does it not have to do?
No, I'm gonna get deep right
It's
now.
really like Eduardo was saying, a combination between everything we've learned and really getting to know all these wonderful people that are gonna, kind of most definitely gonna get your next job once you're out of here.
Yeah.
But it has like everything to do with movies. I mean, we went from making really like small 1 minute movies. I mean, some people even did it by themselves. I mean, people would have maybe 2 or 3 people helping them out, and now we might have the whole class helping out on the capstones, 50
Right.
people on a movie. So it's very much about like evolution and growing up, I think.
All right. Well, guys, it has been a delight to speak to all of you. Thank you
so
for
much.
talking
Thank
you
about the
so
film
much.
festival. Was there anything that you wanted to share that I keep calling it a film festival? I'm sorry, it's a film celebration.
Film celebration.
Is there anything that you wanted to share about this upcoming film celebration that you haven't gotten to share yet?
I talked about it a little bit, about what the celebration entails, and it's really, it's gonna be a something for the books. We're gonna have, everything come together for these last 30 years, including we've been working also on an intro before the Lake Jessup feature film, to kind of commemorate the legacy of Ralph Clemente, and we have
wow.
so we'll have a little segment there, dedicated to the memory and then the legacy of Ralph Clemente. And I just think, again, I think I mentioned this earlier, whether you're a filmmaker or a film lover, you can't miss out. It's for everybody.
Yes.
That's fantastic. I do have some final wrap-up questions, some
Yeah.
rapid fire,
Yes.
Uh-oh.
and we'll go through these very quickly.
Okay.
So fill in the blank. Creativity is
Imagination.
Freedom.
Storytelling.
what motivates you the most?
Art.
My family.
Life.
In 1 to 3 sentences, describe your favorite creative project.
That we've done.
Yeah, that you've done.
Oh.
Everybody doesn't have to go. I'll take the first
I
one.
definitely my most recent has been the trailer and seeing it come together, and how hard we work together. It's more than 3 sentences. Dang.
It'd be a really long sentence.
I'll take 4. But yeah, just my most recent project, which was the trailer. It's more like a short film for the film celebration. Just the pre-production, the post-production, the production itself, how everybody just came together. Literally, our whole class, all 50 of us, have come together to create this little short film that is going to be just. I think, like I said, I hope I get a couple tears. I think it's a little, it's going to be pulling at the heart a little bit. So I can't wait for everybody to see it and share with the alumni and everybody else.
Yeah, I think I have one too, actually. I'll just go back to my emotion short
Yeah,
because
me too.
it was so special to do that for the very first time in such a bigger scale. And I got to do it with the best people I could have had, and amazing actresses and team and friends. And it's just a project I will always keep close to my heart. Cutesy.
I'm gonna go with Alex on this and say that the motion sure has been my favorite creative project. I think my favorite part of it was seeing how pre-production transforms into something that we can all see. Something that came from my head, from my drawings, from my writing, and then suddenly I can see that on a big screen, and seeing everyone kind of clap and cheer for me. It just made me so emotional. I think
Yeah.
it makes it so worth it,
The first of many.
The first of many.
The first of many.
course.
I love that. And last question for today. In
Yes.
one sentence, what does being an artist mean to you?
Ooh.
It's going to take more
That's
than
a good
more
one,
than
right?
one
Oh my
sentence,
God.
Rebecca. Go ahead,
I
Ellie.
think an artist to me is being able to make people feel, whatever it is. And that's one of the biggest reasons I want to do film, just to, growing up, watching movies and shows and film was so special to me, and it made me feel safe, excited, scared. And that's, in a way, it's just such a gift. And I just want to be able to do the same for other people. Yeah.
That's so cute.
Thank you.
Eduardo.
Okay.
No? Okay.
I think being an artist is a way of sharing your inner thoughts and your I don't know, creativity, and sharing that with the world without feeling judged.
Yeah.
You know, art is objective and it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's just a way of just expressing, you know, your inner self and not feeling like, you know, like you're gonna fail at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Guys, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And audience out there, thank you for joining us on Embracing the Bold Radio Hour. The 30th annual film celebration is happening this year, Saturday, March 1st, 2025. Starting when?
So we open the doors at 11:30 and 12 o'clock. The show starts.
All right, doors open at 11:30. The show starts at 12
What
o'clock,
day is
and there
that?
are 3
Just
different
a-
screenings.
March 1st.
Okay.
What time do the screenings begin?
The screenings begin at 12 o'clock.
And it just runs for 5 hours?
it
You said there
runs-
were multiple
Yeah,
screenings.
so we'll have a 2-hour screening, then we'll have a 30-minute in between, and another 2 hours, and then we have a couple of hours in between.
Great. So like 12 to 1, 1 to 2. So
Yeah.
12 to 2, and then you'll wait 30 minutes, and then 2:30 another screening starts?
Yep, and then we have a couple hours where we'll have workshops, we'll have food, we'll have entertainment, and then we'll jump into our evening part, which will be the Lake Jessup feature.
That's fantastic. So again, this is Saturday, March 1st. It is a day of film celebration. Sounds like there's even a live alligator, you guys.
Yeah.
So please join us there. I know that you will not want to miss this. And I hope that you join us again on Embracing the Bold Radio Hour. We'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.